if you haven't heard the news, the penny is going away. Our government, Donald Trump said, hey, it's costing us more money to make pennies than it actually costs to use the penny. So a penny is only worth 1 cent. However, it's costing us 3.7 cents to make the penny, which means if you printed 1 million pennies, you would spend $37,000. But they're still only worth $10,000, so a loss of $27,000. It is estimated that we spent over $190 million in wasted money to print a penny. And you and I know that pennies aren't really worth much anymore. But why were they even invented? You see, back in the day, pennies could buy you a lot of things. They could buy a newspaper, they could buy candies or gum, they could get you into a movie. They could do things that, well, today, man, you couldn't do with 100 pennies. Now, what could you do with these pennies now that they're going away? Well, they're not really collector's items because we all still have them. Unless the government decides to not accept these as currency in the future, we can still expect them to be worth just 1 penny. What could you also do with these pennies? Maybe they could be your lucky penny. Many people use these to scratch lottery tickets or to say, this is my lucky penny and it keeps me with all the luck in the world. But what if I wanted to use this penny for another utility, like maybe melt it down, right? Because what do they say? Copper's expensive. You've heard people stealing copper lines and plumbing because they're worth so much money. Well, you'd be interested to know that this penny only has 3% copper. The rest of it, 97%, is zinc, which means it's really worth nothing. The last penny to be fully copper was in 1982. So if you have 1982 or older pennies, those pennies are valued at about 3 cents. So that means you have a 2 cent positive investment if you own a penny older than 1982. What does the future hold for pennies? Well, you and I know that we're probably not going to be able to use these for very long. In fact, some say that the reason that we're moving towards this getting rid of a penny is because we're trying to get to a digital currency. And a lot of people speculate that the government's trying to push digital currency on us so they could track everything, especially the IRS, right? Well, I don't believe that's happening right now or happening anytime soon, but I do know that this makes sense, or maybe it doesn't make sense. My belief is that maybe next the penny will turn into the nickel, and then to the dime, and then to the quarter, and then maybe to the dollar. With inflation the way it is today and the price of things just going up and up and up, I don't see ever a need for us to break out nickels in the near future either. And I'm pretty sure you're seeing the same thing happen too. So thinking about currency in the future, will it be digital? Will it be, pennies or nickels or quarters? Who knows? But I can tell you this, that you need to count your pennies now because they're not worth anything. If you want to use them, get to it now before they go away. And if you like videos like this, you love content like this, you'll love this one. If you want to subscribe, I'd encourage you to do that because I want to have more people just like you sharing this message. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next one.